it's Dr. Miller here, and I want to explain why MicroRhinoplasty is for some patients, but not for all patients who have a bump on their nose. And I want to use it using this illustration. In these three cases, there's a bump, right? There's a bump. In fact, I promise you it's the same bump in all three because I just duplicated the image, okay? So you have a little bump over here, and I want to take that bump down, and I'm going to do that right now, just like I would for a MicroRhinoplasty, and I'm going to shave that bump down, and I'm going to get myself a nice flat surface, a nice straight bridge, just like you would want. And then another person comes in and they say, you know what, Dr. Miller, I also have a bump. Will you be able to take that bump down? And I'll look at it. I'm like, okay, yeah, I think I can. And I feel your nose. And sure enough, I can. Even though your nasal bones may be a little thinner, I can go ahead and take that down. And sure enough, I can get you a nice looking dorsal bridge as well. But some patients come in and their size of their bump and their configuration of their bones are such that if I start taking down the bump, I all of a sudden break right through and there's not any bump, but no nose. Why? Okay, because the nasal bones, as I show right here, the nasal bones are really thin. They're thicker in some patients and thinner in other patients. Here's another view over here, okay, from the side view. This is the nasal bones on which, or what constitutes the bump, which comes up over here. Sometimes there's a bump that's on the nasal bones, but the bones themselves are really, really thin. A thicker bone, a thinner bone, or a bone that if I take the bump off, I take the nose off. Why don't you come in and I'll be able to give you an assessment to determine if you're a candidate for microrhino.